You just the ocean. As used to be. Are you happy? I hope you're doing alright. Just enough means so much to me. Okay. Glue all over my hands. So I picked up this magazine at the post office. Somebody had left it. And I thought, oh, I'll pick that up. Maybe there'll be some pretty pictures in there or something. There really isn't. Shouldn't really come as a surprise that there's just a lot of pictures of wine bottles and, people drinking wine. More wine bottles. So yeah, there's not a lot of great pictures, and also a lot of it is listings for different restaurants across the nation. But what I realized was that there is actually, excuse all the glue stuck on my hand still, there's a couple good hand pictures actually, but there are a lot of good words. There's a lot of good words. See, when they're describing the wines. Three Valleys, Sonoma County, brambly and full of zest. This hearty red mixes black cherry, licorice, savory pepper, and roasted sage. Or this one says structured and brooding with deep blackberry, dark chocolate, black olive, weird. Bold blackberry aromas open to multi-layered wildberry, grilled anise, stony mineral, and green peppercorn tones. Who ever heard of such a thing? So yeah, so there's a lot of good words. Now, what are the parts of, hey, I was looking for that. This wasn't a very good book, actually. I just got it because I like Jane Hackman. I suppose I'll have to watch the movie now, but we've got adjectives, right? Nouns, pronouns, verbs, adverbs, conjunctions, interjections, and then I think some people say determiners. Oh, might be missing one. Let me see which one I'm missing. Let me look it up. Okay. Nouns, pronouns, verbs. Okay, well, we'll go through it in case you don't know. Nouns are people, place, or things, right? Or ideas. pronouns is like he, she, they, it. It replaces nouns to avoid repetition. Verbs are action words, right? Or states of being, like run is a verb, state of being. Have, hold, that kind of stuff. Adjectives describe or modify the nouns. So instead of, like, if the noun was car, then adjective could be a big car or a red car. And then an adverb modifies the verb. Adjectives or other adverbs, often indicating manner, time, or place. So words like quickly, very, they're saying yesterday is an adverb. I didn't know that. I thought yesterday was a noun, but I don't know. Prepositions show the relationship between nouns and other words, such as location or time. For example, in, at, on, to, and then conjunctions are just, they join words, phrases, and clauses. Stuff like and, but, or. Interjections are sudden emotions or exclamations. Like, wow, ouch, whoa. And then sometimes people count determiners as a separate part of speech, its own distinct category. The determiners limit or specify nouns, including articles like the, a, this, some, okay? So when we cut them out, we'll put them in their little box. Adjectives, nouns, little pronoun box, verbs. Okay? Hi, Poppy. Poppy flower. Oh, Fowler. Did I read that backwards? I used to know a woman named Poppy. And she had red hair. She was really pretty. Okay. And then when we get them in a pile, then we can make our poem, and we can use certain rules like, okay, you have to use 10 adjectives, 10 nouns, 10 verbs, something like that. Let's see. Let's take out one of these pages. Wow, look at all these. I'm thinking we're going to have a lot of BlackBerry words. Let's see. You know what we should do is we'll highlight the words that we want to cut out. Okay. Minerally, I like that. Cigar box. A lot of mineral talk. Talc. Dried florals. Why would you want anything to taste like talc? Gross. Angularity. I think they just make stuff up. Drink. That's a verb, right? Oh, I love cardamom. Pineapple, sage, lemongrass. Iron laced. That one's pretty. Pure and clean. Okay, what do we got over here? I'm sure there's going to be a lot of repeats, so we probably don't need to get too crazy. Needs some air to open, but remains a touch reticent. Hints of dianthus. Pretty. Crushed rock. Toothsome. You don't hear that word too much. Loamy. You can also look for clues. Always looking for clues. Even when you're not looking, you should be looking. Brambly. Generous. Maraschino cherry. Tobacco. Lanolin. Beeswax. Whiffs of lanolin. I can't imagine. Do you know what lanolin smells like? I have a big jar of it. It's really wonderful stuff, but it's an acquired smell, I guess you would say. It's not something you'd want people to be like, oh, you smell like lanolin. It's like the oil from wool. It's very animal smelling. But it's really good for healing your skin. Alongside there's that word generous again. Beeswax again, huh? Razor sharp. Talc. Smoky, briny. Like smoky. Unfurl. That's a good word. Saline waste. Ethereal lightness. Blanched almond. Wonder if that tastes good in wine. Crystalline, pure, harmonious and seamless on the briny oyster and mineral-rich finish. Ew. I don't want to have a briny oyster finish. That sounds yucky. Maybe that's too mature for me. Broad-shouldered. Chamomile. Geranium. Rose. Strawberry. Rhubarb. Yeah. Strawberry. Let's get that too. White cherry. Blood. There'll be more cherries. We'll get that later. Dried hay. Tightrope. Ow, oh, my back. Oh my god. Ooh. Oh, I did too much. I did too much weed whacking today. Ever since I seen that rattlesnake, I've been very paranoid. Waxy. Paraffin. Copper. All around. Cool River. There's another cigar box. We're gonna be onophiles by the time we're done. Isn't that what it's called? Fleur de sel. I don't know what that means. A connoisseur's rosé made for contemplation. Round. Oily. Almond and celery notes with a hint of pie crust. Yikes. Petrol. Golden hued, lean savory with petrol, flint and smoke, backing up melon and tangerine flavors. What in the world? A dry, succulent version, salty herbs, flattering brush of toasted brioche. Top notes of apple. Oily. What is going on? I didn't know oily was a word that anyone used to describe wine, but okay. Ooh, this one's seductive. This is long with a salted butter and mineral rich finish. Smoky pear. Supple frame. Ripe sweet star fruit. Heather, peach, and nectarine. A rush of cooling mineral and alpine herb notes washes over The creamy palate for invigorating finish. Clean and juicy. Tar. Interesting. Gently edged. Gentle edged. That's a good one. I don't like this brine talk. Lychee, rose water. I love rose water. That's one of my favorite drinks. Is a rose lassi. You just take a little bit of yogurt and water and sugar and rose water. And it's really quite fancy. Opulent mouth coating with a ripe cascade of fleshy white fruit and honeysuckle. Honeysuckle's a good one. Tangy blood orange, dusty earth tones. Dusty. I wonder who writes these. Fresh cut chive. Apple, clementine, and savory fennel notes. Flecked with pickled ginger, chives, and spicy white radish. Oh my, honey. Surprised we haven't seen honey yet. Underpinnings. Lemon drop, orchard fruit flavors, concentrated, silky palate, salty with dried thyme, singed oregano, crushed almond and paraffin notes. I keep seeing the paraffin notes. Strange. Good richness, showing smoky depth and finished pink grapefruit, mandarin herbs and chrysanthemum. This glides through offering lacy, salty depth, piercing mineral elements. Drink now through 2033. Prickly acidity, good range, kumquat, brine, blanched almond, spicy radish. What's going on with this spicy radish? Earthy undertones, earthy edge, pulsing with salty, briny mineral. I never knew. I never knew these things. These briny, salty radish notes. These paraffin notes. White mocha. Wait. Plush and silky. Poolside. What's a poolside slipper? Poolside sipper. Translucent, yet far from delicate. Finish is harmonious. A serious rosé. Oh, what's up, Dondrell? We're looking for words and clues. This wine magazine happens to have lots of pretty words in it. Well, I wish you could stay up and listen too, but you better go night-night. We've got things to do. people to see. Art doesn't make itself, Dondrell. Shows lovely sanguine wildness. Oh my goodness. Wow. What will we do with all this knowledge? Well, we'll put it in our book of words and clues. As you see, I've got some in here. Some loose words and clues. And then there's some... That's funny. I don't remember seeing where that came from. Our mission is to be a catalyst for meaningful conversations and positive action. Some more words. Can you touch a rainbow? Does everyone see the same rainbow? I don't know. Searching for any little remnant in the ash pile. Ghost Glass by Cowboy God. I don't know what a lot of this is. It seems like a lot of words, really. Seasons, winter, spring, summer, fall, holidays. Okay. Paper bride, authority. The five senses. All right, I don't know. Oh, these, I know these are parts of an office. You'll need to know these when the office inspectors come through. They're writing out tickets like crazy. So you need to have a certificate. It doesn't specify, it doesn't say that has to be your certificate. There just has to be a certificate on the wall. A desk, trash can. These are in no particular order, by the way. Writing utensils, computer, word processor, not all of these things, but one of these things. You need to have a computer, a word processor, a typewriter, something to write stuff down. I guess if you were really hard up, you could just use pen and pencil, paper. A clock, a house plant, a photograph, like a family photograph, or of like your dog, or even yourself, I guess. Wallpaper, that didn't used to be a requirement, but it is now. Chairs. And you'll need one chair for yourself. And another chair for who's ever sitting there talking to you. It'd be quite rude to only have one chair. Seasonal flare, that's a new one too. And lighting, some sort of light source. You can't have a dark office, unfortunately. There may be some exceptions to that rule. I don't know. You'd have to call Carol. And what's in here? Uh-oh. More words. Love found. Black. Bright. Broken. A light. Led me to a love star. Hearts. Crying and a night to try on. Love light. Swifter. Is that a word? Swifter? More swiftly? Cry out loud. Tries, but dot, dot, dot. Cloud in passing. You get the idea. There's a lot of words. Someday we'll put them together. And then we'll have even more better clues once they're all put together. But that's just the thing. It's not easy. And there's really no like rules or template for you to go off of. You just have to figure it out. I haven't figured it out yet. Prayer is never wasted. That's the truth. Like here, there were some clues in this. There's a bunch of other words, but you just cross them out. It says distort, black, 2 shapes, start with white, even variations. Let's see. Black, 2 shapes. Put this in parentheses. 2 shapes. Start with white, even variations. See? And now that's some kind of instructions. Doesn't say instructions, but you can tell that that's what it is. Distort, black. Two shapes. Start with white, even variations. Guidelines for something. Uh-oh. Here we go. Speaking of the office. Attention. Hi, vegan dolls. As you know, Ludmila with Elite Pro Fashion Professional Offices will be arriving next week to get the makeover process started for the front desk and the waiting room areas. Please familiarize yourself with interior design terminology so that you can accurately articulate how Vegan Dolls envisions the space should look. EPFPO, Elite Pro Fashion Professional Offices, is the best in the business. That said, Ludmila is a new hire, and after speaking with her briefly on the phone, it's apparent that she is not native to the area and that English is not her mother tongue. So clear communication is vital to the success of this project. We're watching XOXO Vegan Dolls.